Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the
Thank you.
553rd day of continuous Zoom session IFPH. Today, our guest is Dr. ILAHI Bux, MSc Physiology, MA Sociology, DHMS, former Assistant Director, Ministry of Health, Government of Pakistan, Member, National Council of Homeopathy, NCH, Government of Pakistan, Chairman, Act Rules and Regulations Committee, NCH, former member, Task Force for Directorate of Anti-Quackery, Sindh Healthcare Commission, co-opted member, Committee of Advertisement, Drug Regulatory of Pakistan. A lot of positions are occupied by him. And on behalf of IFPH, I am welcoming the topic is role of dietary fibers in non-communicable disease. Sir, you can have the platform for next 45 minutes, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. I hope that all of you will be well by in respect of health and all the walk of life. Today, I have chosen my topic, the role of dietary fiber in non-communicable disease. As you know, that there are so many diseases which are not infectious, but on rising in growing number all over the world. Especially, it was initiated or initially it was considered that these are the Western diseases, but nowadays it is the pandemic type of diseases. These are not communicable, but these are on the rising number. These belong to certain system of our body, and these diseases includes especially the obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and so many other diseases. First of all, I want to correlate it with the Hahnemann philosophy. If we go to the organ of medicine, section 3, if the physician clearly perceive what to be cured in the diseases, that is to say, in the every individual case of disease, if finally he knows the obstacle of the recovery in each case and is aware how to remove them so that the restoration may be permanent, and then the understands how to treat judicially and rationally, and he is true practitioner of the healing art. These are the worthy words of the Hahnemann, which provoke me to see towards the dietary fiber, which are the one of the major obstacle in the day-to-day life. Our life is no doubt very complex one, and nowadays uh, certain economical and so many type of aspect or hurdles are here, which makes our life very complex, especially in case of food or mealing habit and lifestyle. Our lifestyle is as a whole is disturbed one, especially the diet. In our diet, we have certain limited choices in a common man meal or in common man life eating habits. We believe in compact type of certain food ingredients. As you well know, that our food is considered to be in considered to be composed of five ingredients. These five ingredients are: one is protein, second is carbohydrate, third is lipid, four is minerals, fifth is vitamins, and sixth is the water. But we have left or forget the seventh one, which is the most essential and compulsory ingredient of our life, which is refuges. Our refuge, our food meal or meal is consist of five major ingredients which are conventionally known, and the seventh one is the fiber or refuges. Fibers, as you know, are of many types. We, for our easement, have distributed it or subdivided into two types. One is soluble and other is insoluble in water or any fluid of our body. The question arises, that is what is fiber and what is hybrid dietary fiber. In a simple words, we can say that all those particles of our food or structural particle, structural portion of our food, which is usually undigestible with normal circumstances, is called fiber or dietary fiber. It means they are not they are not go through the digesting process. They have taken to our mouth and expel via our alimentary canal in a normal way. Then how can we say that the fiber will will give us some sort of benefits? Rather, we can say that fiber is more essential and more beneficial part of our food we have taken on daily basis. If we go through the movement of our alimentary canal, we, as we talk about the digestion, it is not a simple acid base or enzymatic reactivity, but it depends on the dynamics of our physiology. Our food is goes through our mouth. The digestion starts in our mouth as well as from the each part of our alimentary canal. But if there is no break or there is no delay or there is no movement, the digestion or the food which is enriched with the very essential ingredient of the particles may cause our life miserable rather the healthier one. Why? It is because due to the movement or the regulation of the movement of our intake and where it has to stay and where it has to move frequently. It depends upon the fiber. The fiber, most of there are many type of fibers which belongs to our uh, food particles or food items, which plays different role. If we see some fibers which are soluble in water and make a um, gel type result, it means it can protect our alimentary canal from bacteria to even carcinogens. even those structures or those chemicals which may cause our alimentary canal and result resulted into the cancerous cancerous diseases. These include the Stylisis, you can say that Aspangar or Sabrol, we are Indian or Pakistani usually say, or the very uppermost crust or layer of the apples and other fruits. These have such properties and give us a protection by making itself a gel-like content of our digesting or waste product, and this is also protect our alimentary canal or an innermost layer of the alimentary canal, but it also regulates the movement of our alimentary canal. This may also a beneficial benefit of dietary fiber. You can say that the good source of the diet dietary fibers are the fruits and vegetable, oat bran, barley, seed, husk, flaxseed, psyllium, legumin, dried beans, lentils, peas, soya milk, soya products. All these are the rich in dietary fibers. If we take it in a natural form or direct or in whole form, and if we see the soluble what or insoluble fibers, they show down the effects of digestive system, usually overridden or insoluble fiber. It does not absorb water and it speeds up time and food passes through the gut. As I have said that there are two types of major solid dietary fibers. One is soluble and second is insoluble. The insoluble one is speed up our digestive content towards the alimentary canal. While in case of soluble uh, dietary fibers, we may see or observe that these are stay, staying contents. These delay our or break the food contents which are to be absorbed or to protect from the other injurious part of our food which we have taken. As you know, that our food products or what we have take in daily life have certain parasites, may have certain parasites, not necessary may have certain parasites, may have certain toxin, may have certain bacteria or other microbes. This soluble type of dietary fiber can protect our body from these injurious type of items or the thing with these type of things. And if we take the pure form of protein, pure form of carbohydrate, pure form of lipid, pure form of vitamins and minerals, it doesn't mean that we are totally protected from the diseases. These cannot be absorbed if we avoid to take the things which we call the dietary fiber. If we take the variety of things in our meal, not in pure form, as I have observed in my with my patients, that certain people are limited to take certain things, that they are fond of chicken, they are taking chicken as a protein, they are taking roti or bread as a carbohydrate, and they are taking ghee or the banaspati oil as a lipid, and they are taking vitamin pills or the compact milk having certain vitamins and minerals. And but those patients are usually complaining about their tummy troubles. Why? Despite taking all these in a usual form or very limited or scheduled form, they are suffering from the digestive problem. It is due to two things. One thing is there is lack of dietary fiber or roughages, which play a remarkable role in our digestion process of digestion. And second one is micronutrients, lack of micronutrients. In a conventional diet, there is almost zero level of micronutrients available. While if we take certain type of or a variety of food, including certain legumes, certain lentils, and protein of different type or carbohydrate of different type, not necessarily the pure carbon, and carbohydrate with bran or with the, oatmeal or other things. We not only get the roughaging contents of food or the dietary fiber, besides we can get the micronutrients which are utmost, utmost necessary for our health, to maintain our health. So our physiological process, physiological digestion, physiology of the digestion requires the certain things which are quite necessary, which is dietary fiber and micronutrients. Micronutrients can be obtained or can be get from the diversified food of our meal. And now look into the disease wise. If we see that the fibers are also resistant properties in our digestion or in our digestive process. And the benefit of this resistance is to maintain our body weight, which is the as a taken as a mother of certain diseases. If we take certain type of fibers which obstruct the absorption or they regulate the absorption of the carbohydrate or regulate the fatty acids or fat of the meal, it means we are protecting our body to be gained our body weight. So this is the one it is the first one benefit of the dietary fiber, that it can control our weight and prevent us from the obesity. And the obesity, if we are prevented from the obesity, it means we are preventing ourselves from certain disease linked with the obesity. And if we go to the second one, It can lower the blood cholesterol. Why? Because it also play a part to absorb or in absorption of the lipids from our intestine or from our the site, physiological site, where from we can get the lipids molecules and gain our weight and elevated it resulted in the elevated cholesterol level. If we take the dietary fibers, it will prevent us to check, make a check in absorption of the such a particle of cholesterol, such a particle of lipids, which in result elevate our serum level of cholesterol of different types, which may be low density, which may be triglyceride, which may be other type of the cholesterol, and can cause the sclerosis of our vessels. So this is the second benefit, which prevent us the and maintain our health in physiological manner. These are the hurdles which our Hanuman is in Organon said that these are the obstacles, these are the regular obstacles of lifestyle, which can make a hurdle in the treating the disease or in the treatment of the disease. So primarily, a physician have to know about the such things, and dietary fiber is one of these. I can't say that it is the wholesome of the healthier life, but it is the sum of it. If our cholesterol will be maintained with the help of dietary fiber, it means we are preventing from the certain heart disease and coronary disease. So we can say that it is preventive thing, and in homeopathy, it is a incorporating factor. So we can see the further that it can play a part in diabetes. Whenever a person is explored as a diabetic person, as a diabetic patient, we have imposed such bindings, such certain bindings that you have to take this one and this one not and this one in such small quantities. But if we took the matter as a daily life or as our lifestyle, we have to maintain our glucose level, or the system will be the regulated one if we take certain type of dietary fiber which can prevent the additional absorption of the additional carbohydrate through our gut. The dietary fiber are the barriers which are most important obstacle to regulate the absorption of the carbohydrate, which in result can cause the diabetes. There are certain many factors are also certain fatty chains are also involved in the certain absorption of the carbohydrate. And if we see, there are certain more benefits are there. These are the very important that our studies show us that these dietary fiber can prevent our gut from the cancer. How it is possible? It is possible in two ways also. One thing is the regular movement of the waste contents of our gut within a stipulated time or within a physiological time. If the certain waste or content contains a carcinogenic agent in it, it can take a time to affect our body or our gut. If our gut is a smarter one to give away, to pass on further, and this movement is totally due to the dietary fiber, especially the non-soluble dietary fiber. As I have said that non-soluble dietary fibers are responsible for the speed up the contents to go through the alimentary canal, while the insoluble are the preventive one. They make the gel-like substance and can prevent our gut inner um, inner surface to prevent these carcinogenic agents, and both are necessary. It is the one factor. The second factor is dietary diversity, which is possible in when we get or take the dietary fiber. It is possible that all these substances which we have taking in our meal have certain micronutrients which are also responsible to prevent our gut from the cancerous affection or cancerous things. So there are two-way prevention. When we take a dietary fiber, it means we are preventing our gut from the cancer, bowel cancer or other type of cancer, or especially the rectal cancer. And as we know, or it is a popular name that IBS or IBD, irritable bowel syndrome and irritable bowel and intestinal bowel diseases. All these two are interlinked with the dietary fiber. In this, at this juncture, I will quote the Hahnemann in, I think it is the 77, aphorism number 77, which give us those diseases are the inappropriately named chronic, which persons incur who expose themselves continually to. Number one, avoidable noxious influences. This is the one. Avoidable noxious influences. It means dietary fiber which are preventing one. It can be avoided through the by taking the dietary fibers. These are the noxious influences in my which I have understood. The habit of indulging the injurious liquor and elements, deception of many kind of undermine the health. Many kind of undermine the health. Undermine the health means many kind. These our tummy or our digestion or our digestive elements are announcing us, alerting us that there is something wrong is going with you, and this requires your attention to modify your lifestyle. But we are not taking seriously that it means deception of many kind of which is undermine the health. Undergo the prolonged existence from the things that are necessary for the support of life. This also supporting my version of dietary fiber. That dietary fiber is quite necessary, and be it can be preventable to those to we are calling the unjudicially the chronic diseases. These are not the chronic diseases. These are the diseases which have been appeared due to our negligence, undergo prolonged abstinence, reside in the unhealthy localities, especially the marshy districts, and who are housed in the cellars or other confined dwellings, are deprived of exercise or the open air, ruin their health by overexertion or body and or mind, live in a constant state of worry state. These state of ill health which persons bring upon themselves disappear spontaneously, provide no chronic miasm lurk in the body, but under an improved mode of living, they cannot be called chronic disease. This is the point where I can include it. It also telling us about the thinking about the certain other factors which belongs to our lifestyle, but I have limited myself to the dietary fiber and to the diversity which can prevent our digestive guts and our digestion, even the metabolic diseases, even the uh, I can say that autoimmune diseases. These are maybe due to lack of dietary fiber and lack of or disturbance of the physiological contents, moving contents, or delaying or regulation of the movement of the contents of digestive waste. So we can say that our diet is not necessary to be composed of certain nutritional things, but it has certain non-nutritional things which can also play a natural role to prevent us from certain disease for which Dr. Hahnemann has pointed out that we are taking these things as chronic disease, but these are not chronic disease. These are the our negligence. May I continue? Hello? May I
Yes, sir.
continue,
Yes,
sir?
sir.
Okay,
Another 15 minutes seconds.
okay. Now, I can add, I have said in initial part of our conversation or my uh, words, the fibers are the structural part of the food, such as fruits, vegetables, grains, and our body cannot digest break down. These are two kind of fibers, soluble and insoluble. Now, in nutshell, we can say that these dietary fibers can do in our body. It lowers the cholesterol by regulating the absorption of the fat, by regulating the absorption of the lipid, and better regulate the sugar level. It means in normal condition, in non-diabetic person, it can play a part to regulate the sugar level. And in diabetic person, it will be more important to be that our sugar level to be regulated more efficiently. It control our body weight, which ultimately prevent us from high blood pressure, coronary diseases, our joints pain or arthritis, or so many interlinked diseases. We may prevent our intestinal cancer. This is a more important thing. Our intestinal cancer and rectal cancer, sigmoid rectal cancer, is high in number in the world and in our countries also. In our countries means the Asian countries, subcontinent especially. Why it is? Because we have adopted our lifestyle to take so many things which are not belongs to our culture or belongs to our body's makeup. Now we have adopted to get some certain type of roasted chicken which are made up through the process of Western style and certain type of pizzas, and the pizza is the major ingredient of the pizza is a refined carbohydrate, and refined carbohydrate can play a very harmful role in our digestion. If there is no husk, there is no bran in our flour or carbohydrate, it means we are inviting certain diseases and certain irregularities or physiological irregularities in our digestive process. So we can say that these things which are not matching to our cultural, if we want to make it in our cultural setup, that we can add or delete something, and it can be articulated or it can be modified by matching with our culture and matching with our body setup or body uh, recognize our body's own habit or physiological need. We are using in our cultural mode of meal, we are using certain type of lentils, certain type of vegetables, certain type of in little quantity. We are not taking in bulk. The only one thing from the waste we have adopted, which may be a good thing and having certain type of dietary fiber, which is popcorn. But there is a bad radical adhere with it, which is sodium salt, which can increase the sodium salt level in our body, and we can go through the hypertension or so many physiological disturbances. However, it contains certain type of dietary fiber. Otherwise, if we see our cultural diet with full of brown or whole wheat meal or whole vegetable meal, and having our own process by which we are making our meal or we food stuff, which have certain type of vegetable, certain type of legumin, and certain type of other things, which contains a judicial ratio of not only the roughages but the dietary fiber also and food diversity also. So if we want to live without so-called chronic diseases, we have to take certain type of dietary fiber and we have to take certain fruits and other things which are quite necessary for our healthy life. That is all from myself.